What's up, y'all? So I haven't posted in about 3 weeks. I received some news that wasn't the best news, so I've been trying to cope with that for the last 3 or 4 weeks. So yeah, this is pretty much what happened.
Okay, so yeah, it did go up a little bit. Didn't go up a lot, but so it was 6.72. Now it's 8.81. So we are going to hold treatment tomorrow, and Jennifer's working on getting a CT, chest, abdomen, and pelvis scheduled for you. Okay. So he was expecting it to go up further than what it did rise. So that is if there's a silver lining, or if there's a good out of this, it's good that it didn't go up very much.
Fuck, dude. So then I had to wait a day or two for my doctor to get back to me so he could tell me what the game plan was. Yeah, so I've just been really anxious for about a month now. I started noticing that I would think about it a lot, and that got me kind of depressed. Yeah, I didn't leave my room for about 3 days. I haven't been in a good state of mind for the last couple of weeks. Just because something's wrong with me doesn't mean that life just stops. So I just went back to work.
And here you come out with the racist camera again.
Oh my God, not the racist camera.
Can he be trusted? He looks a little shifty.
Can
you be trusted?
I can be trusted.
With what? Do you still sparkle when you burn? For a minute, I thought you had a hairnet on. I was like, hey, Vato! Shenanigans. Hey, glad you guys see me. Sexy bitch here.
Adios.
¿Dónde está Santa Claus? ¿Dónde está Mota? ¿Dónde está la cocaína?
So my doctor calls me and gives me the game plan.
We've scheduled the scan. Give me a day or two to get the report, and I'll call you. I'd have to go back and look at your chart, but when it went to 17, it's gone from 6 to 8 in just a couple of weeks. I don't remember exactly how much time there was between the normal one, the one that went to 17. But it was probably a few months, probably.
Yeah, it was 3 months, I believe.
So the direction is in the wrong way. It's going in the wrong direction. If it's going up, it needs to be investigated. If it's stable, we're happy. I mean, there's a little bit of uncertainty until we get the scans, but we got to see what the scans show. That's going to be the most helpful information. So try to hang in there till next Monday.
Okay, I will. So then I had to wait a whole nother week for this scan. Yeah, that's when I got really depressed. Because now my mind just keeps just thinking about what it could be, because I don't know, my doctors don't know yet. And I started playing all these scenarios in my head, and it was just, it just wasn't in a good place mentally. And at the time, I didn't want to tell anyone. Or the only two people that knew were Brittany and Keith. Being around my friends and family did help a little bit, but I don't know, maybe it's just me personally. I like dealing with these kind of things alone. Kind of had to fake a smile for a little bit. Yeah, but I would say being around people during the holidays helped.
What's up, bro? What's up?
Hey, go malito.
What's up? Nah, I came on my ass, though. I mean, you probably can. How you dancing, Pedro?
I ain't got no break dancing.
What you mean? I'm right here.
Hey, so there is a special occasion. I'm finna be a dad.
Bro, that's gonna be a big ass fucking baby, bro.
Straight into the draft.
And that motherfucker come out like 12 pounds, bro.
Uno de 12 libras.
Bro, that's Carlos's son. He flicking us off, bro. What the fuck?
Watch what I'm saying, man. Y'all on camera.
Oh, shit.
No. Yeah, we could edit it out.
Oh, no, he didn't do that last time.
I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was bad, bro. Hector was telling a story about how he went to jail.
No, I doesn't really know. I don't know what Pedro's doing.
What? Food.
Bro.
Hey, blow on it, Pedro.
Soplale.
Soplale, Pedro.
But I would notice in myself, like, no matter where I went, like, if, we had, like, a little cookout in somebody's backyard, or I was with my family, or we went out to eat or something, I would notice that I'd be distracted for a little bit, and then when there's, like, a break in the conversation, I would start thinking about it, and then I would feel the anxiety, and then I would just leave and go back home. It's a really big mental battle. The unknown's kind of scary, man. So you got to find ways to distract yourself.
So you have a really young face.
Whoa, bro. I told you that's the reason why those dudes were over.
Oh, yeah.
They're all like, we don't understand how you're a criminal, man. You're so nice and so polite and help us out a whole bunch. I said, well, yes, ma'am. I said, that's what I came here to do. She's like, well, in the nicest way possible, I hope I never see you again.
How many Mexicans does it take to start a fire, bro?
Some of these here count as more than one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
7.
7 Mexicans to start a fire.
So I got the scan done. It's a pretty easy process. You just go in there, lay on the table. You go through this tube-looking thing. It takes about 20, 30 minutes. And then 2 days later, my doctor calls me with the results.
On the CAT scan, yes.
I do remember that.
Dr. Curley was aware of it, and we talked about it, and there was no way to be sure what it was. It's too small to biopsy. We didn't think it precluded would affect the decision for surgery on the liver. Anyhow, and it didn't show up on the PET. It hasn't showed up on the PET. They see that again.
So it's grown a little bit?
A little bit, from 4 millimeters in June to 7 millimeters on this most recent scan day for yesterday. There isn't anything else. Where Dr. Curley operated on you, there's some surgical changes, but nothing else. There's nothing else growing in the liver. There's no other big lymph nodes. There's no other new nodules. No lymph nodes in the chest or in the abdomen. I think we have to assume that that's a small focus of malignancy. It's too small to biopsy. Question is what to do about it. I'm going to present your case to our tumor board. I think the options are, I don't think continuing chemotherapy, I don't think is the right approach right now. I think doing nothing isn't very appealing either because it has grown. You could say, oh, well, 4 millimeters to 7 millimeters. I mean, is that real? Is that significant? But I think that associated with the CEA rising, I think we just have to assume that it's a tiny focus, colon cancer that is spread to the lung. So not doing anything isn't very appealing either. Surgery, it would be very difficult for, I think, one of the thoracic surgeons to find it. I mean, you take out the whole lobe, but that's overkill. The other option is what's called stereotactic radiosurgery, where it's not surgery, it's radiation, where they can irradiate small sites, commonly in the lung, sometimes other parts of the body, but small nodules tactically identified with imaging techniques and then irradiated. High dose of radiation can be delivered to a very precise area, and it might only be like 3 treatments. If you're radiating a tiny area like this, you can get it done in just a few fractions to a very precise area, and it's pretty well tolerated. I think the radiotherapy option sounds reasonable to me because, the chemotherapy, has helped, but it isn't controlling this one spot. If you had multiple spots in multiple parts of the body, then that wouldn't be a good option. In this setting, since there's nothing else, for the last 6 months, the hope would be that this is, the last spot. I think irradiating it, again, with a precision type of radiation, we do on occasion for small lung lesions. I think that makes sense, but I'd have to get Dr. Goebel to, evaluate you. He's the guy that would be the decision maker, and I think, it would be very helpful, I think, to present it to our tumor board and get other people's feelings, and also review the scan. Our tumor board is on Wednesdays, so it'd have to be next Wednesday, and then we'll come up with a definitive plan, all right? Let's get you to see Dr. Goebel, and if he thinks this approach is feasible, he could probably do the radiation before then. But I think it typically would only be a few fractions, a treatment daily for like 3 days in a row or 4 days in a row, something like that. He might want to check you afterwards, but if that were the case and you're doing good, I think maybe we just have you come back, and then maybe you could come back in on a long weekend or something to let us check you, something along those lines. Anyhow, expect a call probably from radiation or Jennifer, one or the other. All right, hang in there.
Yeah, so to summarize what happened, in August, when they found the liver cancer, they saw a really small mass in my lung, but they did find the tumor in the liver. So I guess to give you guys a comparison, my initial cancer, the colon cancer, was 44 centimeter tumor. The one in my liver was 17, and the one that's in my lung went from a 4 in August, and now it's 7, so it grew just a little bit. So I'm still playing this waiting game. I'm hoping for the best, but I'm prepared for the worst. Worst case scenario, surgery, chemotherapy, and gotta do this all over again. But I've done it twice. It sucks. It's not fun. I don't want to do it, but if I have to do it, I'm gonna do it. I see no reason for me to stop fighting. Best case scenario, I do a week's worth of radiation therapy, and I get my ass to Dallas. I'm okay. I want you guys to know that I'm okay. But yeah, we'll just see how everything goes. I'll keep you guys updated. I was pretty down, like, these last 3 weeks, but I'm okay now. Yeah, so I'll leave to Mexico tonight, so that'll be next week's video. So at least I'll have a way to keep myself distracted for a little bit. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting. And, yeah, I'll see you guys next time.